And I thought, this is it. You know, it's up to the hospital staff. I'm going to die. It's up to them if I die. I had to just give it up because I couldn't do anything. I had to totally surrender my life, and knowing that it was in their hands. And then basically it was lights out. Just for a moment, it seemed like there was just a quick darkness, and then all of a sudden I was inside. It was like I was right there, like a wall, I guess, somewhat like a wall, and I was right inside of this wall of white light. It was a white light, and it was warm. It was a warm white light. How to really explain it? But it was like it was flowing. It wasn't all just one color. It was a flowing, different intensities of white light. It was very bright, but not all was bright. It was just like I was kind of like in a cloud, in a white cloud, that with the wind kind of blowing, and I just felt great. I was just amazed. And I was fully aware, and I thought, this is great. I'm dead. I just died, but this is great. This must be it. This must be what people always talk about. Of course, you know, I've spent a lot of time in church. I'm not religious, but I do consider myself a Christian. And I thought, this is it. I'm dead. I made it. And I was just flowing there amongst this white light. It was like I was an energy. I don't think I looked like my physical self. I felt more like a spirit, like a floating spirit, in just beautiful, white, loving peace, contentment. It was unexplainable, because after I came out of it, the realization was there wasn't anything negative in that experience. It was like negativity never existed in my entire life. I mean, you don't know what you don't know, right? So if I never experienced anything negative, pain, sorrow, stress, hunger, all that stuff was like it never existed. It was just like total bliss. And I experienced that, and I believe for a short time, I went back into the darkness. I'll say the darkness because I just felt like I was in a really, really deep sleep. And then I woke up the next day in a bed. I'm not really fearful of death. I do recall that when I was during that time, I knew there was a point where I was going to die, and I had about a minute of terror and horror, I guess. I had about a minute of the fight or flight type of thing, and I knew that I was dying, and it was scary. But then once I got to that moment of peace and acceptance, and realizing this is it, I was fine. And so now now that I've been there, I feel that I'm not as afraid of death. I think it's still there waiting for me. I do think it has changed my purpose, if you will.